Let's see, just move that there. Maybe move this guy here. Move this guy. Come on in, Mechagodzilla. Damn it. Well, I was going to start with the small figures first, but I decided I'm going to do this backwards and do the big figures first and then show off my small figures. So this video is going to be a showcase video of my Godzilla toy collection of all the ones I've collected so far. And just to let you know right now, I don't have any from NECA and I don't have any from SH Monster Arts. At least not yet. I've mostly gone for the cheap figures. But I guess I'll start off by showing this big Mecha Godzilla here, which is about... Oh, right. This is like 11 inches tall. Yeah. Okay, this is like 11. King Kong back there, about 13 inches tall. And this Godzilla from the Godzilla vs. Kong movie is about 13 inches tall. So 13, 13, and 11. Right. So this is from Playmates Toys. I was under the impression that they were going to come out with an even bigger one that has like lights and sounds where the back lights up in red along with the eyes. For whatever reason, I guess they scrapped that idea because I swore I saw a prototype of it online back when the movie first came out. But there he is, the giant Mecha Godzilla there. I also have the smaller version of him that I will show once I get to the smaller figures. There he is. Alright, and also from the same movie is this Godzilla that lights up. It is very awesome. He has the button on, not this side. Maybe it's this side. There it is. Right there. And you push that, and it still works, I hope. Awesome. You can see the dorsal plates light up along with his eyes there. I'll do it again so you can see the eyes light up. There it is. Very cool. One of my favorites in my collection. Always enjoy this figure, mainly because of that electronic feature. Alright, let's move on to... Kong here from Godzilla vs. Kong toy line, also from Playmates Toys. Comes with a very big battle axe, and when you do this... lights and sounds, you can see his eyes light up red. His jaw is articulated. Also, you can activate it by pushing a button on his back right there. So, do it again, because the camera went out of focus when I did that. Sometimes this thing scares me, because if you like twist this thing the wrong way, or just by bump into it by accident, he'll make sounds. It'll scare the living hell out of me. Alright, let's bring in these guys. So this is, this was from the 2019 film, King of the Monsters. You could tell because of his dorsal plates, looks a bit more different than it did from the 2014 film. This has no electronics, no lights and sounds. But the tail length is pretty long. That's what I like about it. And the dorsal plates are pretty pointy, so dangerous figure. And this guy from Bandai, from Godzilla Final Wars, I believe. This was one of my favorite Godzilla designs for a long time. I always enjoyed this particular Godzilla design as my preferred Godzilla. Get a good close-up of him. No lights and sounds, but he looks about movie accurate for the most part. And finally, for the big Godzilla toys, let's bring in this giant 21-inch tall Godzilla figure, which it won't even fit into the frame of the camera, so I'm just going to have to do this. There you go, big boy there, 21 inches. I will never forget when this thing first came out, and I went out looking for it. I actually drove to Toys R Us, and they didn't have it when they were supposed to. They were putting out the smaller figures. Jesus, he's so big. And I remember the lady told me that I could go to the website and order him, and I was like, lady, you guys don't even have your Godzilla toys posted on the website. So that was frustrating. But unfortunately, they did have it up on their website a few weeks later, and I was able to order him and get him from the Toys R Us website. I'm happy I was able to obtain this figure. But funny thing is, they, I guess, reissued this figure. They brought it back when, oh, was it King of the Monsters? Yes, I believe it was King of the Monsters. Same toy, but with like a lighter paint scheme. It looked like he was done in more like a lighter blue or something. Alright, so you guys are probably shocked that I don't have any figures from NECA or SH Monster Arts. NECA, they look cool, I just never really felt the desire to own any of them. As for SH Monster Arts, they look super cool, but super expensive. And I feel like for the size that you're paying for, they're super small. I feel like they should be much bigger than what they are. But that is usually the case with SH Monster Arts or SH Figure Arts. But they put out some cool figures. It's just when it gets to the Godzilla figures, I feel like they should be much bigger. I know Super 7 is starting to get into the game here with Godzilla toys, and some of those did look really cool. I did put in my pre-order for the Super 7 Godzilla -1 figure, because that one just looked bigger and more sturdy than the one from SH Monster Arts. But unfortunately, that's that's not going to be out until like around October or September in 2024. But here are a few more that I have from Playmates Toys and the movie monster series, or as I like to call MMS for short. So from the movie monster series, I have Space Godzilla, who looks kind of derpy here. Obviously, the one from SH Monster Arts look infinitely better. But again, SH Monster Arts figures, the Godzilla figures at least, are like super expensive. Like here, King Ghidorah right here. Like this is from the movie monster series, and this was like only $20 for this King Ghidorah. The NECA, or no, not NECA, or am I thinking of NECA? Either NECA or SH Monster Arts I'm thinking of. I think it might be the SH Monster Arts version of King Ghidorah I'm thinking of. Super big, super cool looking, but over $200 something. This was only $20. I do know that Hiya Toys is releasing their version of King Ghidorah, and it looks really, really cool. I did put in my pre-order for it because it was only, I think, $108. So a lot cheaper than the SH Monster Arts version. But this one is really cool and cheap and affordable. Also, I have two different versions of this Godzilla here from Godzilla vs. Kong. One unfortunate thing about this King Ghidorah is that he has trouble balancing at times. He used to balance well, but now he just falls over like that, so I'll just prop him up next to, or behind Mechagodzilla there. So, two different versions here of this Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong. And hey, notice something familiar about the dorsal plates? Similar color. That was in a recent trailer that was released just yesterday for Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. I knew those colors looked familiar to me when I saw it in that trailer. I was like, wait a minute, where have I seen something like that before? Oh, right, the toys. There we go. So two different figures. No, two same figures, but different color schemes for both. I do like them both, so that's why I picked them both up. Of course, we have the skull crawlers from Kong Skull Island. There's an articulated mouth there. And by the way, this Warbat and another figure had battle damage. That Kong right there, I believe, have battle damage. And two of those Godzillas that I just showed, those also have battle damage feature. Or you could take off a piece of their skin and place it back on. Kong, not sure if I showed him off already, but here he is. There we go. They released several different versions of that, the 5-inch figure. I think it's 5-inch. Where's my measuring tape? About 6-inch. Yeah, if you stand him up straight, he'll be pretty much at 6 inches tall. One of my favorite Mecha Godzilla designs of all time. I mean, of course, the classic OG one will always be the original, but once they did this design for the newer movies, I was like, yo, this one looks infinitely better. And I got the movie Monster Series version. And of course, we have the one from Godzilla vs. Kong. The legs on this one is kind of weakened over time. Kind of just flops down like that, like he wants to sit, but yeah. Oh, that's right, his wrist doesn't turn, at least on this figure. Alright. Move that back there. Let's get to these guys. So we have Gigan from Godzilla Final Wars. We have Destroya right there. And we have Warbat from Godzilla vs. Kong. So I thought they were going to release like a 12-inch version of this guy. They never did. Just a regular 6-inch version, but there you go. And there's Destroya there, who always looks menacing. Of course, the SH Monster Arts version does look way cooler than this guy. I kind of wanted that version, but the price was kind of scaring me off from buying it. Super 7 is putting out one, though, for just, what, $85, $90? So if you're looking into getting a Destroya, I would probably recommend either SH Monster Arts if you don't mind spending the extra cash, or go with Super 7, which is definitely a lot cheaper, but I don't know about the quality of the figures so far, because I don't have any Super 7 Godzilla figures. I won't until next year when they finally release the one for Godzilla -1, because I did pre-order that one version. And here is Gigan from Godzilla Final Wars. I've always loved this design for Gigan more than the preferred original. Yeah, so there you go. Those are my Godzilla toys in the showcase video. I will be getting more soon. Like I mentioned, did I pre-ordered the Haya Toys version? Well, anyways, I'm going to mention it again. So yeah, I did pre-order the Haya Toys version of King Ghidorah here, because they did a few things with that one that's not present in the SH Monster Arts version. Like, it has foldable wings, it has a lot more detailed sculpting in the wings. And it just looks like it just has really good articulation. It'll be my very first Haya Toys Godzilla figure. And I will do an unboxing video for that as soon as they ship it out, and you know, whenever it arrives to the house. But yeah, definitely expensive, but at the same time cheaper than the SH Monster Arts version. Alright, so that's my showcase for these Godzilla toys here. I know you guys are probably shocked that I don't have any from NECA or SH Monster Arts, but it is what it is. I mean, the price on those ones kept scaring me off from buying them, so I just decided to go with more cheaper ones. Especially with the Movie Monster series. The Movie Monster series, these are probably the most affordable Godzilla toys on the market, because they go anywhere from $20 or less, depending on the rarity of these toys. If they're like super rare, they might end up being in like the $30 to $50 range, but they're usually around 20 bucks or less. Oh, and the Playmates toys are also cheap because these are the ones that they always release over here in the States, and they sell them from anywhere from like $10 to 20. Oh, I have a giant monster figure here that's not a Godzilla figure, but it's from McFarlane Toys, Cygor. This guy I've been using as a stand-in for like Mecha King Kong, just because he looks so awesome and he's big. And plus, this figure only cost me $20. Cygor. McFarlane did officially release an actual Cygor figure for the Spawn line. I don't have that Cygor in my collection yet, but this guy, since he was like only $20, and he's part of a different line that he released a few years ago called Raw 10, I think. And it was this giant cybernetic ape. There was a cybernetic snake, and I think one was a dinosaur and one was a shark. Can't remember which other ones he released. But yeah, this guy is a good stand-in with your other kaiju figures as like a cybernetic King Kong, you know? Alright guys, thank you for watching my showcase video for my Godzilla toy collection. I know I don't have more of the higher-end Godzilla toys, but it is what it is. I'm still happy with the ones I do have because they were cheap and not super expensive. Alright, let's end it off with a atomic breath here from this Godzilla figure. With the lights off, actually. Let's do it with the lights off. So let's turn that off. Let's turn that off. And let's turn that off. Alright, ready? Awesome. Alright, see you guys later.